Since 1991, the George Lucas Educational Foundation has chronicled what works in public education.
Imagine public education at its best, and imagine bringing the resources of George Lucas to document it.
We offer our...
And I was doing much better at it, and I realized that learning is a fun thing to do, especially if you're interested.
Right.
That was a primary thing. So I went to film school. I discovered film school. I had no interest in film before I got there. I thought I was interested in art, and I wanted to be an illustrator. And a friend of mine said, well, they have a photography school at USC, but I discovered it wasn't a photography school. It was actually a cinematography school. And it wasn't even a cinematography school. It was a cinema school. And they teach you to make movies. And I said, this is insane. I mean, you go to university to learn how to make movies. And but I went there. My first semester, I fell in love with it. Realized I was very good at it, and it became a passion. I was very fortunate because your passion, finding your passion and what you want to do in life is the single most difficult thing you can do. And if you can find it, if you can find it early, it's just a fantastic advantage over everything, because then no matter what happens, you're going to be happy.
Right.
And so later on, I was we were sort of on a leading edge of using computers to develop special effects and things in the movies, and I was a storyteller, and I said, what if I just combined these two things and built a sort of a learning machine, multimedia project.
Right.
I think this would be a great way to learn. It'd be much more interesting, much more engaging. Started that, which basically was the beginning of the foundation, and talked to a lot of educators. We bring educators in for a day, twice a week, in all different fields, in all different areas, experts for years. We did this. And they kept saying, look, don't build a model of multimedia, don't show how much. What we need is to be able to tell the story of how to integrate technology into schools. We go to conferences, we only get an hour. It takes us a whole hour to explain it. If you could tell the story, you could do it in 10 or 15 minutes. Using visuals and movies, and then we could spend the rest of the time actually answering questions and being very effective. And what needs to be told is the story of what education should be. It seemed like a very modest thing, and not very glamorous, but these people were so passionate about it that I picked it up and took it on. It's been quite a while now, about 12 years. That we've been doing this, and what we do is take the best practices of what education will look like using technology, using video, using the internet, using computers and multimedia in the classroom. And what it does is it opens a whole different paradigm of the way we learn.
Right.
And the students are very engaged. One of the things we discovered very early on is that also